Are you ready to create a life you crave? Let's spin that doom loop of negativity into an upward success cycle and start living lucky.
Good morning.
Morning. I'm Jana.
I'm Jason.
And we are living lucky.
Favorite day of the week.
It's Tuesday.
It is.
Every day is his favorite.
Just the day's ending and why.
Please say hello. We want to connect with you. We're talking about checking in. So check in with us. Check in.
Give us an update.
Leave us a comment. Checking in because the year is half over.
That's right. When we hit July 1, we are halfway through the year.
Can you believe that? I can believe it. Hello, Patrick.
Yeah, and we need to, it's
Do
just
you
a good
celebrate
idea.
half birthdays? Because I don't normally celebrate half birthdays.
Oh,
But
I do.
you do?
And every year I get very irritated that I don't have a gift under the tree for my half birthday.
Under what tree? I feel like we missed your half
Cater,
birthday.
We don't really celebrate. We celebrate birthdays, but not with gifts. So I feel like we celebrate every day.
When was your half birthday? We missed it. It was June 17th.
Maybe it's July 17th. I'll have to
Patrick,
look.
do you celebrate your half birthday?
I'll have to look and see when that is.
Okay, well, the year is halfway over. So we're 6 months into it. And I know a lot of us, we set our New Year's resolutions come
New Year's resolution.
January 1st, right?
Yeah, and a lot of times we're thinking about those at quarter till midnight on December 31st.
Why do we do that? We wait until the last minute and we're like, oh, what kind of goals am I going to set
And we
this
wonder
year?
why they don't last because they don't have any meaning behind them. We're like, oh, crap, I forgot to set my New Year's resolutions. We wonder why the years look like they're the same every year. It's because we're not putting the meaning and the real thought into creating our goals. And then we're not checking in and we don't have an accountability partner to make sure that we're lined up and still on track.
Honestly, I think we just don't know what we want.
Well, there's another thing.
I think we literally don't know what we want. And we haven't taken the time to really stop and say, you know what do I want?
That's rewind that and say it back. I haven't taken the time to understand what I want because you have to slow down to speed up and get the right experience out of life.
And sometimes it's more of a hassle to actually say what I want than it is to just go along. Do you know what I'm talking about? Say I if you get me. Like if you're in the car and people are like, oh, what should we go eat? Sometimes it's just easier to say, you know what? I'm flexible. Whatever the group wants.
I'm a vegetarian, but I'll figure it out whenever we get to wherever we're going.
Right? Because I can adapt. I know that about myself and I can pretty much eat anything. So whatever the group wants, I will figure it out once I get there.
The problem is we carry that over into all other aspects of our lives when we have it in the car just going to eat.
And then when we don't say what we want in life, just overall, when we don't say what we want and we just kind of let life dictate for us, then life ends up giving us all these other things that we probably wouldn't have chosen.
Yeah, you really wanted a meal with food on a tray that wasn't touching each other, so your courses aren't touching, and you end up with a stew.
We end up going to a buffet, and I hate buffets. I like despise buffets. Tell me if you hate buffets.
I love buffets.
No. I hate buffets because it never fails. You go to a buffet.
Go to Brennan's.
No.
Brennan's in New Orleans.
There's like sunflower seeds in the cottage cheese, right? No.
And
then you go and there's peas. There's always peas drizzled everywhere. And
when you see what's drizzled everywhere, it makes you wonder what you don't see.
Yeah. And then somebody puts the wrong dressing stick. You know, they put the wrong dressing cradle they put the blue cheese in the Italian dressing.
Or you can say, I can tell that the gravy ladle has been used for one of the salad
Yeah, I
dressings.
called it a cradle, but it's a ladle. Yeah, I see. Deanne says, "Oh, gross," but I'm telling you. And then somebody, it never fails. Somebody will spill the. I don't even know what they look like, but they're like little potato chip strings. They're like string.
Oh, the potato fries, the potato.
I don't even know.
They go on top of the
They're
green bean
like
salad.
little crunchies, and they spill those everywhere. Those are just like everywhere.
Because they don't stay in the tongs.
Right. Why do they use tongs for that particular item?
All right. Well, we're off topic.
Well, I'm just saying, if you don't say what you want,
that little hot spot.
Okay, yeah. You know, this all makes sense now. When I don't say what I want, so Lisa also hates buffets. When I don't say what I want, then life ends up giving me something that I don't prefer.
Yeah.
And that is a huge aha moment for me right now, because if I don't take the time to intentionally say, this is what I want, this is what I want,
what I desire from life,
this is what I desire, this is what I intentionally want to create. If I just say, oh, you know what, I don't care, surprise me, then it's going to bring things that, oh, you know what, I really wouldn't have chosen that. Yeah. If I could have had my preference.
And that leads way back to a lot of these podcasts where we talk about, I've gone through life and life didn't turn out the way I had hoped it would or the way I had planned it. And so many people get to that point anywhere between 38 and 50, and they say, oh my gosh, I'm hitting this wall. Life is totally not the way I planned it to be. And I'm scared to death to take the next step forward because I don't want to waste the next part of my life. And I don't want the last part of my life to be wasted and they just get so stuck in where they are. And then they start practicing this wheel of sameness every day, where they're just in this loop of getting up and doing, because they don't want to make that bold move towards what they really want in life, because they won't slow down and look at what they want.
I'm going to slow you down right now. They're called Chinese noodles. Thank you.
Oh, we were trying to figure out that song.
Good morning, Marilyn. Good morning. Why do we have such a hard time saying what we want instead of settling? I'm getting off that train.
Amen.
Oh, thank you. Thank you for that. I don't know why it's so hard. I personally think that there is some deep-seated belief, and it is incorrect, but I feel that there's some deep-seated belief that it is in some way narcissistic, or it is in some way selfish to say what we want. And in some way it is noble to put everyone else ahead of us.
Well, also we're kind of trained from school to get in line.
To get in line,
conform.
And that it is in some way, I feel noble to put other people's needs before our own.
Yeah.
I feel like you go first. Here, let me help you. Let me help you. And in so many ways, if we can light ourselves up first, it always goes back to that darn airplane analogy. If we can fill our cup up first and make sure that we are full and lit up, sparking.
That's
but shining ourselves, then we can give abundantly, right?
Shine bright like a diamond.
Okay, so Pam says, heading off to head to team to volunteer at Inspires of Central Florida. Excited for a good day.
Yes.
Woo! I love that. The servant's heart thing that God gives us is hard to turn off, but we also are supposed to take care of ourselves.
Yeah, so you can serve others
today.
fully and expressively, and serve yourself first. I mean, it's about...
There's nothing wrong with saying what we want. In fact, we're supposed to have desires. And honestly, I feel when we align our desires with God's divine design, then that that is when we can serve others the best.
Yeah, think about
that is when it plugs in and we become our highest selves.
Think about when your cup is so overflowing and you feel so fulfilled that you're actually serving from that abundance, and you don't have any of these feelings of that I'm giving something that I don't have, or there's a takeaway, like I'm losing something by giving or by sharing.
I feel like we're both leaning back. We're like,
because it's like when you're so
we're doing fireworks out of our chests today.
I feel like when you're so full, you have to almost get out of the way of all the abundance that you have. So you have to make room for the next load of abundance coming in. It's like always flowing in. And if you're taking care of yourself on a day-to-day basis, and you're constantly, and you absolutely know what you want and what you expect out of life, then you get to fill yourself up first and serve people out of the abundance of love, out of the abundance of wealth, out of the abundance of all things. And it just turns into this beautiful flowing grace in the universe.
Oh, that was so good.
Chinese noodles.
Oh my gosh. Okay. Good morning, Jeff Frank. Good morning. So good to see you. And Marilyn says, I knew what you were going to say. I know you have to make room for more abundance. See, she took the words right out of your
sandwich.
That's not what I was going to say.
So we're hitting July 1st. And now's the time to look at the last 6 months and say, the things that I wanted to do, have I done? And we have three powerful questions.
Here's 3 questions for you. So here's 3 questions you can ask yourself. What have I done well? What have I done well so far?
So important to ask that question first.
What have I done well? What might I have done better? Now, when you say what might I have done better,
might is the key word.
Yeah, you have to say might in there because that's a suggestive word, and therefore you're not criticizing yourself. It's just that's a suggestion.
If you change might to could, that gives your brain the option of saying, I made the wrong choice.
What might I have done better?
Is very open and accepting and freeing and says, well, I might have done something differently, but I did the right thing for the right time.
And then the third question is, how can I be more effective for the rest of this year? How can I be more effective for the rest of this year?
And you can use those questions to check in anytime.
But today we're doing it at the half year mark.
Yeah. We're 4 days from the half.
So we're going to start asking ourselves those questions.
It's our 2-minute game right now.
We have to measure, right? We do have to measure.
You have to check in, calibrate, and then realign.
Calibrate and listen.
Ice is back with a brand new edition.
Party on, party people. Let's hear some noise.
DC's in the house, jump for joy. It says a party over here and a party over there with your hands in the air. Shake your derriere.
These 4 words you must remember.
There it is. We'll see you tomorrow. We mixed up a couple songs there. So we're checking in. So check in with an update. Tell us what's going on in your life, what you want to do for the next half.
Have a great day. Bye-bye. If the idea of living lucky appeals to you, visit us at startlivinglucky.com.